Bad Boys is a 1995 buddy action cop comedy directed by Michael Bay, written by George Gallo, and stars Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Let's take a look. Hey there guys, thanks so much for coming to CineMaBEAR. My name's Eric Ortiz, and in honor of the upcoming movie Bad Boys Ride or Die, but it should have been titled Bad Boys for Life because it's the fourth movie in the franchise. I don't title movies. We're going to take a look at the original Bad Boys from '95. And in the original Bad Boys, we find Martin Lawrence and Will Smith playing Marcus Burnett and Mike Lowrey respectively. They're two detectives, and essentially the movie starts with their career bust being stolen from the police station. In terms of the film's directing, this is Michael Bay's first feature film, and this movie plays like a resume. This guy is pretty much showing the world all the cool stuff that he could do on a minimal budget. I think this movie had a budget of about $10 or $12 million, but it feels like a big Hollywood production, and it's flashy, it's loud, the use of color is actually pretty fantastic. You could see a lot of the staples that become Michael Bay or Bayisms established in this film. The camera's always moving, there's always something in the foreground and background, there's always something that grabs your eye, even if it sometimes doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. It's just there to look cool. I mean, there's some moments, in particular the chase scene, where it cuts to like somebody doing something cool that makes absolutely no logical sense, but it looks cool, it's there, and Michael Bay does that a lot, maybe a bit too often. But overall, from a directing standpoint, there's a clear vision here, and you can tell why Michael Bay is the director that he is today. In terms of the film's script, it's very basic. I think at one point, I think Dana Carvey and John Lovett was supposed to play the leads. That would have been an entirely different movie, but it landed with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. And from what I understand, there's actually a very good commentary track on the DVD/Blu-ray where Michael Bay pretty much breaks down how most of the dialogue in this film is completely improvised by the actors. These are star-making performances. There's a reason why Will Smith, sans the slapping incident, is a superstar, and there's a reason why Martin Lawrence is one of our great comedic movie stars. They put it all on the screen, and it's actually pretty fantastic work for a movie that would have been your run-of-the-mill, movie of the week. It actually gets a bigger feel for it because of the two performances by these great actors. In terms of the acting from the rest of the cast, it's okay. Téa Leoni does some cool stuff, but the rest of the characters, I think the word generic just comes to mind more often than not. I mean, Joe Pantoliano is in here, and he plays the captain, and you can tell that even he's looking at the script, seeing it's a massive turd, and just adding his own flair to the lines. There's even a small part here played by young Michael Imperioli, which is kind of awesome seeing him, here before he, made it big with Sopranos. Again, the acting's not awful, it's not great, it's serviceable, if you've seen a daytime soap opera, expect that here. One of the great things that makes this movie stand out is how it does feel like everyone's taking their shot and everyone's just going big. I mean, this is not a huge budgeted film, but again, it does feel like 3 times to 4 times its budget. I think the movie had a budget of about $12 million, and you wouldn't notice that by actually seeing the movie play out. The action's well shot, the cinematography is actually really clever. You got Martin Lawrence and Will Smith just as they were about to be on the cusp of becoming, major movie stars. And while I did get a little bit annoyed by Michael Bay's ever-pressing need to stop an action sequence for something cool, like an extra line of dialogue or an extra shot from a different angle,
You forgot your boarding pass.
if you see the film, you'll notice what I'm talking about, where things are playing out and they could play out just a little bit more refined, but they don't. I mean, the guy was still honing his craft. And if I'm going to be honest, if you take 20 minutes off of this film, it's a much better film. But what's there, it's there, and I would say it's Cincredibad. It's entertaining here and there, but ultimately it's a very flawed film. Even though it's by nowhere near like unwatchable, it's entertaining enough. But you can certainly see it's a thesis film, you know, and it's not a very good movie in terms of storytelling, but action entertainment, I think you can do worse than Bad Boys. Well, that's my take on Bad Boys. Again, fun flick, flaws and all. Thank you so much for coming to CineMaBEAR. My name's Eric Ortiz. I will see you for the next one. Take care.